What's up guys, John L here. Hope you're all doing great. Usually I don't do S.H.I.E.L.D. training videos because I've been pretty unhappy with S.H.I.E.L.D. training. My previous take was just that it's an event for the highest of the high players who have the abilities to get 13 covers and 200 plus levels for characters that have only been out for maybe a week or so plus. But I was pleasantly surprised today to find out that Black Panther, King of Wakanda, who is the most current 4-star character, is not a part of the S.H.I.E.L.D. training. Instead, it's Jean Grey, Ghost Rider, and Mr. Fantastic. So, while these are actually pretty old 4-star characters that perhaps not everybody has, I think the situation is still a lot better than being the most current 4-star characters that nobody has. And I know that some people do have them, probably a decent percentage, but for the most part, nobody had those characters. I think with this changed up S.H.I.E.L.D. training, it's going to open it up to a lot more people, which I think is, although not perfect, because I know people will complain that it's like, oh, I don't have these characters, I should still have an opportunity. This is still a lot better. To me, this is way more reasonable. I think more people will have opportunities to get the newest 4-star character, which in this case is Shuri, than previously. So that being the case, I've gone ahead and completed the first 2 nodes for each character, and I'm going to just complete the last 4 nodes and pick up the Shuri cover. So let's get into it. My Jean Grey, Mr. Fantastic, and Ghost Rider are all champed. Actually beyond champed. So these should be decently easy. The character restrictions, I think, are 0 for the first node, and something like 90 for the second, and I think 209 for this last node here. So it's still kind of a pretty good effort to get the characters that you might need up to this point, but I think it's a lot more attainable than what they expected previously. So I'm going in with my 5 stars. I just kind of want to roll through this fight as much as I can. Sure, why not? That's hilarious. Alright, this should be good enough to take out Captain Marvel. Nice bunch of chains right there. My Silver Surfer's kind of beat up from doing the Wakanda event, which is the event that's currently going on right now. That is another way to obtain the Shuri, a cover for Shuri. She is a top 50 progression reward if you are S.H.I.E.L.D. level 9, and she is a top 100 progression reward if you are below S.H.I.E.L.D. level 9. She should also be available in a PvP event. They always do that. And if you miss her in the Wakanda event, the next event should feature her as a progression reward, excuse me. Alright, let's go ahead and do Mind Over Matter, just because it looks cool. So I actually do kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D. training a little bit, just because the event rewards do give you a good amount of ISO for progressing a pretty good ways through. Wow, there's like a lot of lag on this. I hope it's gonna make its way through. Alright. I have a mostly 3-star lineup here. It should be pretty easy. At least the first 3 of these most difficult fights. All you need to do is make a party around the required character. The last node features exclusively the 4 stars. So that one should take a little bit longer and be a little bit tougher just because I can't roll through it with my 5s. Alright, I will go ahead and pass up the red right there. So I don't know how this is going to record, but there's some sweet lag. Should be real fun to watch. Let's see if we can take out the rain here. So while you're doing these fights, it's actually a pretty good idea to try to steer the damage away from the 4-star characters, because again, you'll need to use them exclusively in the last of the fights. And unless you like using health packs or waiting for them to recover, if you want to kind of get this done quick, you want them to be in as good a shape as possible towards the end. Alright, so that is 2 down. See, already we're at 2,000 in ISO rewards, and there's like a nice fat 5,000 just waiting for us. Alright. Holy moly. Okay, so last fight. With just the one individual character, it's going to be Peggy, Carter, Deadpool, and Venom. I'm just going to use the same guys. Let's go... So you generally want to take out Deadpool first, so he can't use his, I want to say black power. It's a passive where if you damage another teammate for a certain amount, he steps in and deals damage back to you. So after that, we're going to want to take care of Peggy so we can cast our powers cheaper. And I'm assuming we need to just get her under like 40%. Again, if you're not familiar with Peggy Carter, probably the big thing she's known for is whenever you play against her, she makes your AP cost higher until you get her under a certain amount of HP. So as you can see, we didn't pick up any more red, I don't believe, and we weren't able to cast Cosmic Beam, but now we are. And that was because Peggy was increasing our cost. A little burst heal from Mr. Fantastic, but Venom's down. So I don't think we can get to the 5,000, well maybe we can get to the 5,000 by winning this last fight. But I know also if we win the first Shuri node at the bottom, that's one way we can get it also. Holy jeez. Alright, so here is the fight, which features exclusively the 4-star characters. Doesn't look like it's too bad. So I'm targeting Thing because if I rip off a really strong attack against some of his teammates, he might go ahead and throw out a bunch of really strong projectiles, and I don't want to deal with that right now. Alright, we'll go ahead and do Hellfire, which is a really nice power for Ghost Rider. It's going to create a whole bunch of attack tiles. I'm going to get another black so that I'm ready to cast Penance Stare, which is a pretty cool Ghost Rider power as well. Let's see, let's get this green. Alright, what else do we have? Let's go for more red. The more Hellfire you can throw out, the more it just helps throughout the whole fight, so it's never a bad policy to just keep getting red when you have Ghost Rider in your team. So I'm not going to use a Maginaut. I don't really particularly like a Maginaut. And I'm not going to be making matches with Mr. Fantastic anyways, so... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and save the green, so that if we get enough, we can use Jean Grey's power. So now the Hellfire repeater tiles are starting to kind of work their magic. Our attack is getting a bit higher. Little burst heal right there, which is nice. I'll go ahead and make this blue match so maybe we can stun. Mr. Fantastic isn't terrible, he's just not good. I give him a lot of grief, but he has a stun, he does buff damage, he does burst heal. It's just he's not really good at anything, so... so here we can swap and fortify, I believe. So, what do I want to do? I want to make a 5. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and kill off Star-Lord. That was weak. Alright, should be smooth sailing to the end. Hellfire is actually really good. I mean, the attack tiles are pretty strong, and the fact that you get so many of them. And it's a repeater tile, it never ends. If these Hellfire tiles just kind of keep going, you can find yourself in like a really good advantage. Alright, let's just do Mind Over Matter. And this should about do it. So, sweet 5,000 ISO and a pretty unobtainable 10,000 ISO. The 10,000 ISO, I think you need to clear the whole thing. Definitely not going to do that. I will not even close to have enough Shuris. So here we go, my first Shuri cover, Vibranium Tech, cool. So it's worthwhile to fight these individual trainings as well. If pack. Let's give it a shot. Actually, I don't even have her, do I? Let's recruit her. Ugh, I have to do this nonsense. Holy moly. And I apologize for the lag. Must be running some ridiculous stuff in the background. Alright, so we have to go against the incredibly weak Gambit. I am not gonna boost. So hopefully we can win this thing. Although she has no powers, so not exactly sure what I'm expecting. So it's blue, red, and green. Alright, let's keep them away from the red. This is the most ridiculous fight, like, to start with, by the way. This is not gonna end well. That 5 would have been cool. Let's get him away from red. Oh yeah, I forgot. Stacked deck is actually a power he has to cast now. So if I get some team up, I think I can actually win this thing. Can I get team up, though? They're not making it easy. Ah. Alright, well, I'm not going to replay this. It's not worth wasting a health pack to get that, but it is worth 1 command point. You should play it if you can. Anyways, that is the end of the new S.H.I.E.L.D. training, where they've omitted the newest 4-star character. I think it's awesome. Good luck, guys, in getting your 4-star Shuri cover here, and hopefully they just keep this around in the future. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and check out Artum and Mr. MPQ. They are probably getting their first Shuris in this as well. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching.